And we're back with continued coverage here of Day 3, Week 3 of the Tencent LPL Summer. We've got a big game here as well. Veterans of the Chinese scene and well-known team IG going up against the champions of the Spring LPL, OMG. My name is Pastry Time and Papa Smithy. We've seen two great games already here on the last day here for this third week. What can we expect here between these two massive Chinese teams?
I mean, Invictus Gaming are just a big question mark at this point, Pastry Time. I mean, this weekend we saw them run over LMQ in their first game of the week. PDD was massive on top, Rise there, and just really carried that game. And then against World Elite yesterday, they just really suffered. They looked almost outclassed, which is a big word to use for Invictus Gaming, a team with a lot of pedigree, who of course were leading the group, the league stages in the last bit of the LPL, but they just really struggled against World Elite. I mean, the last meeting of these two teams on the second day of this season's Tencent LPL, IG were actually able to get ahead with the Tiger Udyr pick. There's so much jungle pressure being able to put down by Illusion. They managed to out-snowball the snowball team of OMG. I mean, OMG at this point, it was their only loss. They are 7-1. IG have a lot to prove. I mean, their team has a lot of character. You know, IG have come back in many a game. Be interesting to see what sort of game we get here.
Yeah, I think these two teams almost feels like, I mean, you definitely know what you're getting with OMG, right? Almost always you get the freight train that just gets rolling along. They're a great team to watch. They're very aggressive. They really just play.
Now, this is a nice start, Pastry Time, because Rise, it's worked for Invictus Gaming, so it's a confidence pick, and it's probably going to be for PDD.
Yeah, we've seen it all this weekend, actually, here in Week 3. Just Rise everywhere. When he's able to be first picked, he usually gets that slot here, so that's definitely comfort there for IG. They're happy with that. Zac, Yorick, and Ari, their bans, actually, so banning out the jungle Yorick, which we also saw this weekend, and Thresh, Kennen, and Nunu, the three bans there for OMG.
What sort of week is it going to be next weekend, Pastry Time, when a team is going to have Yorick target banned against them, and a different team might even have Shyvana target banned against them? It's one of those things where if you missed that third week of the LPL and then just jumped into the fourth week, you'd be like, what is going on in China?
I mean, and that is the question we're here to answer, isn't it? And it's been great so far. He looks like Lysandra, at least the first two there for OMG, and Twitch is going to make it on with Nami. And Papa Smithy, I cannot begin to tell you how much I adore this bottom lane.
We've seen it pull out trumps many a time. It doesn't even seem to matter what skills you start with. But I mean, the famous one we saw was Expunge and Tidecaller's Blessing, just the slow into the crazy level 1 damage Twitch. Just the sort of thing where if you check that brush, you regret it instantly. But I guess the interesting thing to me is we talked about how PDD had so much success in this Rise. Rise being valued over Elise on this 3.9 patch. It's very interesting to me.
Yeah, and that's going to go to OMG instead. They pick up another strong champion here in Twisted Fate.
Twisted Fate.
And looking like they might want some Caitlyn in here as well. Kind of funny to get Twisted Fate, a pick that's just a champion, that, especially in China, he was the guy you went to at all times. You know, he's banned often in China and still is, to be perfectly fair. And of course, other scenes as well have certainly picked up on that. But I mean, Twisted Fate goes a little later here in the LPL, it seems like. I mean, kind of depends on the team. Obviously, in World Elite, they usually pick it up pretty quickly, and the bans will change there as well, so they can keep that away from Messiah. But just a clean third pick Twisted Fate here for OMG, and looks like they do have Caitlyn up in there as well. We've got Zed and Jarvan, actually, the next two picks being considered here by IG.
And I guess this probably means we're going to see a Rise versus Lysandra top lane matchup here, which we've seen previously in the LPL, and Rise just seem to have so much more pressure in team fights, despite the fact that, with that Lysandra pick, you expect even just the Zhonya's to be able to go up the front line and be a frontliner. Rise just gets so tanky so fast that matchup has proven to be in Rise's advantage. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing it at the highest tier here, two of the top teams in China. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Lysandra top as the league goes on. So I just want to see if this is a strong matchup for her, if it's a weak one. At this point, I don't really know.
Well, clearly OMG are doing something interesting. I mean, I was going to say they picked Lysandra here. They clearly, had a plan for that one. But that is the lock-in of Syndra as the last pickup here, which is...
Syndra support, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, it almost has to be at
Twisted
this point,
Fate
right?
support?
That would be...
It is still the 3.9 patch. I can still see a lot of value in it. But they're definitely pulling a fast one here.
That's true. Haven't seen much.
If I was to guess, based on the matchups, I'd say Syndra support.
Okay. Well, I mean...
And it's not.
Oh my goodness. Big Pomelo. What are you doing, my friend? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Week 3, Day 3 of the LPL. We actually have a pause here. to start things off, and it's probably a good thing, because we got something to talk about, Papa Smithy. IG vs OMG, third game of the day, last day of the week here for LPL Summer. Big Pomelo, he's decided that, you know what, it's not enough excitement in our games. Let's get me some Twisted Fate support going.
Now, Twisted Fate, obviously in the 3.9 patch, you get that passive. So, of course, the global gold advantage coming to OMG's side, that's strong. His laning phase, I mean, he's very squishy, but of course he has access to a targeted stun from level 1, so that's strong. Oh, and he might be in a lot of trouble here.
That could be bad news here. IG moving through, finds a gold cut there to flash Rune Prison. A big Pomelo forced to flash though, and it gets out of the way. The Aqua Prison stuns at PDD there, wants no more of your business. And yeah, Big Pomelo escapes. They're forced to use his flash, but very lucky for him to get away. Twisted Fate, a very squishy champion.
That is a huge X mark on this OMG bottom lane, though. In a 2v2 situation, a Twisted Fate without flash, he's going to get ganked to all heaven.
That was an awesome ward as well there from TF, but it is spotted there by IG, and they clean it up. Very aggressive movement here going through. Going there, just kind of getting out of the way here. In fact, IG very aggressively moving forward in no real place for Lysandra to run. Has not skilled yet, though, has access to the Eve she needs, and an OMG trying to send him a bait here. PDD in trouble. The damage coming through Rise is so low there, and there's the last auto from Caitlyn as San flashes for it, but he's going to pay there. Expunge from Twitch, stupid level 1 damage, and even Ko going very, very low in there as well. A first kill for Kid coming out, not quite the kill to want to Lysandra, and all of a sudden, Papa Smithy, we wonder what kind of game we're going to get. It's this kind of game here. OMG versus IG, 2 kills before 2 minutes.
But the advantage, I have to say, goes to San there. He does pick up the long sword, so he will have huge AD and harass potential with that huge range advantage in bottom lane. I mean, it's one of those interesting trades here where now both of bottom lane doesn't have flash on the OMG side, but Kid does still have both his summoners up, so it's super interesting. But going back to Twisted Fate, the gold card in lane, strong. The passive, strong. The most interesting thing to me, though, Pastry Time, the ability to have that reveal against the Twitch, I think, could be very, very important.
That's true. There's Loveland. Forced a flash out of the way there. Looked a little aggressive and moving towards the enemy jungle at level 2. But IG
was able to steal away the blue buff.
That's true, actually. Walked away with that one. I was like, hey, wait a second. How did that happen? Oh, at least stole blue buff. So nice moves there from Loveland. Is forced to flash there to get out of the way, but happily trades that one away there as she picks up blue. So at least we'll walk back into our own jungle now and be happy there. Kid actually in the top lane. Going. Going to teleport himself out of that one. Kid couldn't quite get the auto attacks there, unfortunately. Just very sneaky usage of brush there from going to get out of the way here. And cool in the mid with Syndra, it seems like it is going to be Lysandra top, but I guess did not expect Twisted Fate to be down there in support.
It's going to be such a high kill potential mid lane Pastry Time. Everyone knows Syndra's burst is just mammoth at level 6. Zed at level 6, not as strong as we remember his death mark to be, 11 and 16, especially when he picks up that Blade the Ruin King. But just all burst all the time. You feel like Zed kind of needs to hit his item thresholds to be able to have that same kill pressure in mid lane though.
Illusion moving up now as well. Actually has red buff that he stole away from Elisa's jungle. Now looks like they're going to go for a 3-man tower dive up in here as well. Looks like Go could be in trouble. Throws the E out. And very nice teleport to that brush. So using that back range down the bottom. Another dive coming through. Gold cut into Cocoon. And Big Pomelo picks up a kill there on Twisted Fate.
And it's very easy to gank a Twisted Fate lane. It's very easy to gank for Twisted Fate as well.
It is. I mean, he comes in, ganks for you from the mid lane with his ultimate. He, rotates down as support and manages to gold cut in there. And, of course, an easy Cocoon to hit there as well. But this game is getting crazy really, really fast here. First tower dropping at 4 minutes. Next tower drops shortly after that. There is OMG pick up the bottom lane. So towers traded in the top lane here. Support Twisted Fate's happening. It's ganks all the time. We've had 3 kills in 4 minutes.
It could be a race Pastry Time. They're not happy with one turret.
No, I mean, Going's like, hey, guys. Oh, you're still all here. That's kind of interesting. I need help at this point. I think Lysandra's like, guys, this isn't fun. Aqua Prison hits in there as well. Kid thinks about moving in for the Tide Call's Blessing, but no minions there to tank up a couple more hits.
Worth noting though, Pastry Time, Going has access to more wave clear than Rise. Rise has no wave clear.
That's true. Going's just going to throw out them Qs. I mean, part of the reason why top Lysandra is good here. OMG, they're going to pick up their second tier 2 here, and the race is indeed on now. IG cannot be happy with how that's
mid laners must feel very sheepish in this game.
There's a Tide, they're taking a lot of damage. Stun there from Cool. Huge play there from Syndra, and that's going to be cool. There's the Tide now. Going in trouble again, trying to E out of the way. Does manage to teleport out of there, but still taking quite a bit of damage. Deadly Venom ticking down as well, and there's the flash expunge from Kid to clean it up. Wondering if he had the cooldown left. The answer was yes. They're forced to flash to get in range. Still going. OMG. Oh my goodness. They're pushing down an inhibitor turret at 5. It's gone, Papa Smithy. It's gone.
That's pretty standard.
I don't know.
5-minute inhibitor turret.
I don't know what's going on anymore. It's been many, many years, and I know we're still learning about League of Legends, Papa, but right now I feel like I don't know how this game works anymore.
I feel, though, that this will be a relic of the past. We've all, I'm sure, heard about what 3.10 will bring to the competitive scene very shortly. So, I mean, there's short laning phases, but is there still a laning phase when at 5 minutes you don't have an inhibitor turret?
I don't know. I mean, they've got Twisted Fate that can maybe backdoor it once he hits level 6. That would be fun to see, but
the support Twisted Fate's not going to be pushing anything down particularly quickly.
Sadly, no. Sadly, no. Big Pomelo, though. He might try it. Well, you never know. I have to say, though, I don't even think this is necessarily a relic of just... Obviously, that towers are fairly pushable here. As you said, they are getting changed in a future patch. It almost feels like a very interesting decision made by both teams to try and really pressure for the second tower. Because the first tower trade makes sense here. As Kid going to come through, they're going to do the damage. Venomous cast coming through there. But forced a flash there, actually, for Syndra. Gets out of the way there, which is happy times.
It was something IG could react to based time, because it's not a 2-for-3 turret trade, which would be almost understandable, but a 1-for-3. It's just such a massive advantage.
Yeah.
For OMG.
Especially for the inhibitor turret, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, after the first turret, that's the trade that makes sense to me. That's kind of, okay, yeah, this is standard, in 2 aggressive 2v1 lanes pushing. Junglers ganking, getting some work done. Gonna push down the tower, we'll go from there. The fact that IG wanted to go for a second one, and as you said, basically just got completely out-wave cleared in their respective 1v3s, has really just put a massive, massive advantage here for OMG. They're going to take Dragon out now as well. OMG are a team that like to play aggressively. We've seen that from them. They're clearly capable of making aggressive decisions. I almost feel like IG just almost made a mistake here thinking that, we can race for one. Actually, OMG completely taken advantage of that.
It was such a subtle thing, but having ability to low cooldown wave clear, it might have just completely put this game on its head.
And it's funny, because that's Syndra's thing in top lane. That's part of the reason she's a good AP top, is that Q is... Lissandra, sorry. Did I say something else? I must have. Sorry.
Syndra.
Not Syndra. They look kind of similar. It's actually kind of funny having them both in the same game. I guess one of them's blue, one of them's purple. But no, Lissandra, excuse me. That's part of the reason she's good in top lane. She's got low cooldown wave clear that doesn't cost too much mana.
And now IG just...
Oh, big Pomelo. Oh, Aquaprison going to hit the ebb and flow through in there as well. I think the damage is going to come in, but a great hold there from Lissandra to turn it around. That's going to happen all game now, isn't it? But it's the tie. We'll pick up the trade kill there. 1-for-1 there in the mid lane, and aggression continues here, Papa.
I just mean, it's such a chip on the shoulder to have to think about the fact that you have an inhibitor turret down at 7 minutes. If they ever manage to rotate and take that inhibitor before, say, the 15-minute mark, it's Zhao Zhao here. Call it out.
Gonna come in there, but oh goodness, the damage coming in there. The tower goes down. Was looking for an Aqua Prison there just to try and make things a little easier, and instead gets picked off there by Loveflame. Poor Xiao not standing in the right spot there. An actual Syndra was down the bottom lane, still pushing in there. I mean, all they really have to do is kind of give the minion waves a little nudge towards that direction, and all of a sudden,
cooldown, with the death timer, it's going to be very hard to DPS down that inhibitor. But if they ever managed it, they would need 2 to 3 members at all times to be able to kill super creeps this early into the game.
And I think the funny thing is, you're absolutely right, and we even have precedent from this very weekend about how hard super minions can be to kill early on in this game. I mean, you're right in that I don't think OMG can necessarily threaten that inhibitor realistically for quite a while, but the fact that they have the option at any time now from 5 minutes on in this game is just ridiculous.
We're just seeing everything this weekend. There's still games to come, pastry time. LPL, all the items are fair game. Even Sword of the Occult, it's all fair game. 2 inhibitors down in the first 15 minutes of games. Shyvana and Yorick all over the place. China's crazy. It's
great. It is absolutely great to be in here as well. And you're right, this is the last day of week 3. Plenty of weeks to go here in the LPL Summer. And in this third game here already, I mean, the first 2 games were pretty sweet. This game is craziness. We even have support Twisted Fate, just in case we didn't have enough cool stuff here.
That's something that I think, it won't be as good next patch, that's for sure. Will it still be something that's not worth considering? I mean, the on-hit stun is very strong. The reveal is very, very strong. I don't know, but this is definitely the peak of support Twisted Fate's powers.
Decent poke in there as well. I actually really like it paired with Caitlyn for the same reason we've seen 3 towers, excuse me, sorry, 4 towers, oh my goodness, fall this quickly here for OMG. As Cataclysm's going to come in for Big Pomelo, stunned up, though, flashed out of the way, and there's a kill for Go-Going as he gets that ultimate coming down, but Death Knight coming through, huge damage coming in there under Sun. Big Pomelo's looking for the gold card, he just missed it, but he does stun up there for the trade kill there as Sun flashes out of the way, so Lissandra goes down there to Zed. Caitlyn picks up the counter kill there, picking up the Ninja. Big Pomelo's looking for another gold card down the bottom lane here. Xiaoxiao and Kid hanging out, trying to push some of these back. But Syndra, I mean, you mentioned Lissandra's low cooldown that wave clear. Syndra also, with that Q, Dark Sphere, very, very quickly can AoE down waves as well.
A super clever pickup coming out early from Go-Going. He actually rushed the home guard boots, which, given the nature of this game so far, super smart that he'll be able to as much as the Twisted Fate ult comes in.
PDD coming in there, damage coming through, ace in the hole, could be enough here on the PDD, and it is indeed there as Sun picks that one up. And you know, there's not just good pushing power here with the wild cards for Twisted Fate, there's also that ultimate and still the stun on demand, really the highlight of his kit in terms of his ability as a support. I guess maybe the current passive there, giving all that delicious gold.
But I mean, having home guards this early, spending 475 gold in the first 10 minutes on being able to get faster to lane sounds like a questionable decision. As Kid, there's a lot of DPS down on Twisted Fate here.
Illusion coming in as well. Good stun though. Elise going to try and shut this one down. The stun though going to come through with Big Pomelo. Is going to follow his Sun. Turns around, tries to take out Kid, but there's too many members of IG here. The problem though, Papa Smithy, Syndra's still down the bottom lane. Cool is still pushing here. And I don't know if Ryze this early on can really shake off this Syndra, because you know, there's ultimate ready to go. I mean, now the inhibitor's getting threatened and IG have to make a decision. They're all coming back here. They have to, but they're going to probably lose their top tower.
3 levels, though, pastry time between PDD and Syndra. He can't walk in range, even though the DFG is not completed.
Xiaoxiao tidal waving in as well. Going actually going to get death backed up here as well. Is going to be able to shake off the damage. Doesn't have the ultimate, unfortunately, so cannot do that. IG still chasing him for the kills. They're trying to take out Lovely now, as Elise wants to get out of the way here. And really, they're just chasing aggressively for the kills. A good repel there to dodge the EQ combo. Forced to come back down there. There's damage in from Zed. A great Aqua Prison in there as well from Xiaoxiao. And that's going to be another kill for IG. They are racking up the kills here. 8-8 is the scoreboards even on that front. But, I mean, Syndra still pressuring down the bottom. Unfortunately for OMG, no space to really get back in. But here comes Big Pomelo, maybe looking for the stun. Would love to have his ultimate back up right now, but does not have it. Looks like everybody's going to back away slowly there from the top lane. And Papa, I don't know if we're going to get a chance to say much about this game other than what's happening, because it is action, action, action all the time.
And just to complete my home guard idea, if you spend 475 gold, it sets you behind in terms of transitioning to the late game, but it doesn't look like there's going to be a late game this game, pastry time, judging by the pace. So I actually really like being able to quickly get to lanes and wave clear, so it's a smart pickup from Go-Going.
What do you think of Blade of the Ruin King here from Sun? He's actually got BF Sword and then all the bits, pretty much, of Blade of the Ruin King, double dagger plus Bilgewater Cutlass.
So he rushed the Bilgewater, which kind of makes sense. In an early skirmish, the stats it gives are very strong. Then he's got the BF Sword, so I thought it would just be a traditional build, but it's interesting to me. I mean, it's good peel from maybe a Ryze, but I don't really see the reason to get it on Caitlyn, especially as a rushed item. I think Bloodthirster probably would suit their comp a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, especially with all the pushing that's going on as well, and just in general. I mean, I think Zed and Jarvan are decent people to peel away from as Caitlyn with Blade of the Ruin King. I mean, Zed's a little awkward because...
I mean, Jarvan's going to CC you, and I don't know if they're healing from... I mean, you're going to get Blade of the Ruin King. You might be able to counter Zed's Blade of the Ruin King, but I don't think it will open up any distance or really change a fight.
No, I mean, he's still just going to jump on and deathmark you, and it's all bad news from there. So we'll see, but Sun presumably is going to complete the item fairly soon here. Going back to base now, we'll see what Caitlyn wants to pick up there. Loveland with a very early Oracles here. Basically just
I think timers have gone out the window this game.
Yeah, that's true.
Judging based, I mean, the amount of global gold OMG had at 5 minutes with triple turret down is just unconscionable almost.
And just at that point, the gold OMG currently have, still based on those global objectives pretty much, because their kills, as we've said, are even here. Big lead here early, up at 14 minutes and 10 seconds actually. Very early in this game. There are 6,000 ahead at least, probably more actually. My maths is usually pretty awful.
And Twisted Fate's the big winner out of this, because look at this, he's been able to go double GP10, he's double GP10 up on Nami. I mean, Nami's arguably will have a bigger teamfight impact than Twisted Fate's kit, but I mean, he could actually transition into, you know, maybe even a Lich Bane in the late game here to at least be more of a pushing threat, but he's going to be a rich man.
He is, and he's giving everyone else gold as well currently, which is always nice, probably attributing to the fairly large gold lead that OMG have right now. And I mean, really, this
800 gold from the Twisted Fate passive so far.
Very, very nice. Lovin again, still with that Oracles. Going to clear out the wards here. I mean, OMG they're very comfortable in this situation. I mean, obviously, if you were a team that took out 3 turrets in 5 minutes, you'd probably be pretty happy as well. But they're used to playing aggressively in this spot. They know how to win games from this spot, most certainly.
Absolutely, they've shown it time and time again. I mean, the 7-1 this split pastry time. I mean, IG. I mean, if they lose this game, they'll be sitting at 5-4. They're getting very close to falling under that 50% mark, which very, very surprising.
Yeah, we sort of mentioned it at the beginning of this week, but really the two, most well-known teams in China, IG and World Elite, did not have an LPL spring that they could really be happy about, I don't think. They would want to do better here as the ult comes out and the Shasha damage in there as well. And Big Pommel is going to clean himself up. Yet another kill. Jarvan over the top was to go in. Illusion trying to trap in cool. The damage there from Singe is pretty good. And nice zombies are coming out as well. And Zed here death mapping up Pommel. He's going to take quite a bit of damage. The mark pops not quite enough though, but Kid's able to clean him up. And damage is coming through. Ace in the hole will try and make it happen, but Sun can't quite thread the needle for that one and pick up Twitch. So a 1-for-1 trade there as both supports actually go down.
A full health on this Caitlyn here, has a lot of attack speed and a BF sword. There's plenty of sieging coming out of OMG.
Yep, here it comes, and that was part of the reason I like the TF pick here. Sees the tie getting dropped very, very low there. There's another nice Cocoon comes through. Blade of the Rune King activated on PDD. They're going to go in for it. Cool picks up the tower in there as well. And there's Rise going down, but the trade comes through as the Sandra's going to go down. Now Aqua Prison coming out as well. The barrier there used from Sun trying to get out of the way. Expunging Knight. There's probably enough. Kid flashing forward as well. And Shasha picking up credit for that kill there onto Caitlyn. So the rest of OMG forced to back away here. 2-1 actually the kill to Dora, though I think 2 for 2 as Rise and Nami died. Of course, Lysandra Caitlyn currently dead as well for OMG. Shasha's got to be careful. Doesn't want to walk into Cocoon. Twisted Fate's going to make it happen. Flashes out of the way, though. And then Aqua Prison up in there as well. Big Pommel going to take quite a bit of damage, but a slow in there from Cinder as the W comes through. Cool, they're going to pop over and do some damage to Twitch to take him out. And the rest of them coming in now. Elise around the back going to take him out as well. And Illusion could be in trouble here, but everyone wants to back away. Jarvan a little too much health at this point. And the two members there from OMG bleeding red there with those low health bars.
And I wouldn't have considered OMG's comp to be a siege comp. I mean, Syndra's just giving so much control, being able to such a low cooldown, that Q ability, to be able to zone, and then, always the pressure of the stuns coming out. And Caitlyn, I mean, she has the attack speed early. She's pushing down turrets very fast. I mean, OMG, 6 turrets to 1 now.
Yeah, but just to kind of mention Syndra a little bit, she's 50 CS ahead of the next closest person, which is Zed on IG's side. Zed usually a champion we associate with absolutely monstrous amounts of farming, especially if you're going to hit this point of the game with Blade of the Ruin King. Zed really has not had a chance to do his thing, get a Blade of the Ruin King, brutalize it, run off and split push, and Syndra just has a stupid amount of farm right now.
I mean, Syndra does fall off towards the late game, which doesn't have that instant kill potential. I mean, she's always strong in a duel, always strong to get a pick, but, in a team fight, if her damage can be blocked, if she can't get to carries, she does struggle, but this game may never get there. And if she's able to zone people away from turrets, I mean, she might be able to accelerate this OMG game. And it felt like they were already in top gear, but who knows? Yeah,
I mean, OMG, they're usually the team of the fastest speed in the LPL. This is a whole new speed of OMG that we didn't know existed. This might be ludicrous speed. If there's another one after this, I don't know what it is, but OMG, there's aggression, then there's OMG style aggression in this game. It's just silliness. And I mean, I mentioned I did like the Twist of Fate for nothing else other than if you're going to be doing a lot of moving around, it's good. And if you're going to want to push, Wildcard's actually a pretty good pushing spell. So there's plenty of wave clear here for OMG. And Shouts are getting, oh my goodness. Poor Nami. So much damage coming out of that Syndra.
She deserved better.
She really did. And Cool's not having any of it. And they got a kill down towards the bottom lane. OMG, the open inhibitor. The one they prepared earlier, 14 minutes ago. And there's just nothing IG can do. Goodbye. Inhibitor down at 19 minutes, Papa Smithy.
Worth knowing that the death timers are pretty short, so they can't really get a second objective here. I mean, IG, they have to try something, because importantly, they do have kills on the important people. The Assassin Zed has 4 kills. Twitch is looking, Kid's doing very well for himself. 5-1 and 3. They do have teamfight win potential, even though the gold advantage well in OMG's advantage.
Yeah, it's not often that you see a team that's almost 10k behind could make something happen here. Syndra Gunazonius actually does not want to take too much damage through the deathmark. He even pops in stasis, beautiful timing, but Jarvan then pops in again, now over the top as well. Illusion going crazy as Big Pomelo is trying to get out. He TPs himself out from under it, and San picks up the kill onto Illusion. Now the follow-up here, PDD going to get W'd up. The damage coming through for Syndra, ridiculous, as the rest of them follow up there as well. But Zatai's going to pick up a kill here. Loveland going to come through as well. There's another trade back and forth. Elise picks up Zed. Now Kid very low. San getting in there as well. Nami's going to go down here, but Caitlyn could get the last of it. Twitch going to try and make it happen, but a barrier there from San's going to shut that down. Very, very close to that Caitlyn getting killed. And an ace completed there for OMG. 2 members left. Going to take out this dragon now as well. And
no, I mean, there was almost no right for it to be that close, basically. I'm given the gold lead, but I think that might be the death knell. And I mean, PDD here, we saw the Superstar Rise pick 2 games ago. I mean, he hasn't even been able to turn. He hasn't even got more than a mid-tier item at this point.
Yeah, he's got kind of all transitional items here. He was building something. He's actually building everything, but he's got
some cost-effective stats, a bit of health, a bit of mana, but I mean, super struggling. And this is not the Rise that we've been seeing traditionally during the LPL. This is very, very much a limp Rise at this point.
Yeah, this is not the first pick Rise that we've seen time and time again here this week. He's been snapped up basically instantly whenever a team can get him, and he's been banned as well his fair share in this week of play. So certainly being respected here. Not the Rise that teams are scared of, as you've noted here. I mean, he's going to pick up blue buff now, which is certainly a little something, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to watch this game again and really dissect what happened, because it was just crazy what happened in the early game. But as we've said, OMG, a team that loves to play aggressively, this is their wheelhouse. And IG are certainly a team that made some impressive comebacks in their career, and it's been quite a long time as a club together too, despite, again, League of Legends still being a fairly young game. If any team could do it, it may be IG, but it's very, very hard at this point against a team like OMG.
It would require, you know, some passive farming for 10 minutes. A team that maybe was very inexperienced about snowballing a lead, and that's not OMG at all. They are, when they're ahead, they almost always win. As we see Jaja have to flash out there.
Yeah, flash out of Cocoon. Illusion taking a lot of damage. Forced to flash now as well. The Ace in the hole coming through. Gonna get Peter. Actually, but the damage in there from Syndra almost taking him out. Kid gets jumped on though as Syndra cleans up that kill. And Elise gets in there as well for a ton of damage there onto that Twitch. And that's a very key kill there for OMG. I mean, of all the scary threats, Twitch really is the big one here currently for IG. But I mean, the gold lead's really mounting up now. OMG, their aggression never ever stops. And it was on an absolutely another level here to start this game off now as well. IG in a position to potentially lose another inhibitor here in the top lane. They're going to lose that inhibitor tower as it goes down. OMG going to try and make it happen. Illusion going to get stunned up in there as well. And just so much good CC here. Lysandra going to get taken out here. The Deathmark coming through. So they're going to take some damage there as Deathmark procs off, but certainly not taken out. And now still the damage coming through. San going to get prisoned up by the bubble, but it's not enough there. The top inhibitor will fall in here as well. And all of a sudden, I mean, I guess not really all of a sudden, given that, you know, OMG worked for the first 5 minutes and then for the next 14 to take the first inhibitor, but with this gold leader, it didn't take much here. Big Pomelo is maybe going to get killed. Yes, he does. The Blade of the Ruin King is going to finish him off there, but a nice stun to let the rest of his team get away there as Zed takes him out. And OMG, I mean, really at this point, they're a team that usually wins when they're ahead. When they're this ahead, I don't think IG have... not any chance, but a very, very slim one here in this game.
Just such an interesting game defined by an early decision. Just a kind of indecision or poor communication from IG. They lost the turret trade, and it feels like the game just snowballed from there based on time. We hear teams talk about, you know, dying in a level 1 situation, giving 2 kills to an AD carry, and the game effectively being over in their eyes just because of the advantage. And you have to feel like the 3-for-1 turret trade was in the same league as that.
Certainly feels like it, and I mean the tower scores are massive here in this game. 8-1 in that objective here. I mean the kills have been a lot of them, and they've been fairly even this game. IG only trailing 4 in that metric, but still behind by a lot of others here. Shasha trying to clear out with some oracles. Cool, almost finds a snipe there. If Nami had walked just a little to the right, that could have been bad news there for Fish. So she's going to be okay just for now here. Peter D going to walk his way through. OMG, just again, they have complete control of the map. They're going to move through with another Oracle here. Big Pomelo's got it this time, and I mean IG with 2 inhibitors down. Kid's stuck in the base pretty much on super minion clearing duty. IG can try and make a miracle happen around Baron, but I mean one way or another I think OMG are just a few moments away from closing out this game and continuing another hot win streak here in the LPL Summer.
Right, he's completed the Glacial Shroud, another kind of a higher mid-tier item, but you have to think that inventory from Rise has to look dramatically different for this game to go anything other than an OMG victory.
It's one of those things here. Illusion actually gets spotted up by Twist of Fate. The gold card locked in as well. Good moves there over the top, but it's not enough there. Cool even around the side there, ready to pick up the kill, and does so in style there. And I mean, we mentioned it, Twisted Fate, very good at picking people off in situations where you have aggressive map control. I think for a team like OMG, it's kind of funny that support Twisted Fate, I mean, Twisted Fate in general fits the way they like to play, but even as support, all he really needs to be there for is the on-demand stun.
And it was no necessity. They weren't necessitated to pick that Twisted Fate as a mid laner. They did have that flexibility. They didn't have to put him into support, but the matchup against Zed, not very favorable in a 1v1 setting, so just the flexibility of the players to put their hands up and say, look, I know what I'm doing on this champion, and Cool got the favorable matchup he was looking for. Managed to translate that into a kill, of course, as he managed to pick up a 1v1 kill in mid lane on Zitai. And just another amazing cog in the engine of this OMG victory.
Oh, PDD getting completely trapped by the Syndra ult. They're going to get taken out. Sun going to get credit for that kill there. Damage coming through as well. Illusion very low. They gets another kill there as Caitlyn picks that one up. Over the top. Still trying to get in there as well. Good force of will coming there almost for the slow, but the Tide dodges it. That is going to be the kill there onto Cool, as Syndra's going to go down, but a 4-for-1 fight there won by OMG. The bottom inhibitor goes down yet again for the second time this game at 26 minutes. Not something we say often, and OMG in style. I mean, they may have picked a couple of picks here and there. The surrender vote comes up there as the Nexus explodes. You know, they like to play offbeat sometimes. Sometimes they do crazy things, but the one thing OMG always do well is play aggressively, and that was just silliness.
And they just showed clinical decision-making pastry time. And a lesser team might not have been so decisive, especially about picking up those 3 turrets. And just there was a very early ping onto the second turret. They read the situation well. They called IG's bluff. IG must have been expecting a recall coming out there. They called the bluff, and that early advantage was enough for them to snowball the game. And just a wonderful performance. And Invictus Gaming, they'll walk away from this weekend, 2 losses in a row to very respectable teams against Waterloo and OMG, the top 2 teams at the moment in the standings. But with a lot to think about, and that's kind of the advantage of a league format, is that all these teams play each other 4 times. There's a lot of time to workshop ideas and learn from this weekend and come back in week 4 stronger, but not a happy weekend for Invictus Gaming.
No, would have loved to pick up more wins. They're doing okay here in the LPL Summer, but they'd love to do better, of course. As I said, IG, one of the teams, along with World Elite, the 2 veterans that were not, I would assume, 100% happy with their performance in spring. Definitely did not finish top 1 and 2, which is where a lot of people would have put them kind of before the LPL spring started. And OMG, what can we say? Our spring champions in form still here in the LPL Summer, and just looked amazing that game. So we'll continue on later here. Last game of the day coming up here. The final game of week 3 here on day 3 will be up soon. Of course, if you've missed this game or would like to catch any of the others, feel free to head over to youtube.com/LOLChamp series, and we'll be back. Game 4 here on day 3 of the Tencent LPL Summer is coming right up.